Las Vegas, a name synonymous with bright lights, big bets, and even bigger dreams. The Strip, a monument to excess and entertainment, pulsated with a life force all its own, a chaotic symphony of flashing neon, ringing slot machines, and the joyous shouts of winners. But even the brightest stars eventually fade. Beneath the dazzling facade, a different story was beginning to unfold. Rumors began to circulate like smoke through a crowded casino, faint at first, easily dismissed amidst the clanging noise and dazzling lights. The first sign was subtle, a high-profile show closing its doors, citing unforeseen circumstances. The whispers grew louder, the smoke thicker, a sense of unease settling over the neon-drenched Strip. The question wasn't whether Las Vegas would weather the storm, but what would emerge on the other side. The first domino to fall was the Starlight Spectacular, a dazzling aquatic show that had captivated audiences for years. Its sudden closure, attributed to unforeseen structural issues, sent ripples of concern through the Strip. Whispers turned to hushed conversations as casino floors buzzed with speculation. Then came the layoffs. The Golden Oasis, a casino known for its opulent suites and high-stakes poker tables, announced a temporary closure of its gourmet restaurant, citing staffing challenges. The carefree atmosphere that usually permeated the casinos began to dissipate, replaced by a palpable tension. The temporary closures became permanent fixtures. Restaurants that once boasted hours-long wait times stood eerily empty, their tables draped in white linen-like shrouds. News outlets, both local and international, picked up on the shift in the desert winds. The neon lights of the Strip, once symbols of endless possibility, flickered with uncertainty, their brilliance dimmed by the encroaching shadows of doubt. The reasons behind the Vegas shutdown were as complex and multifaceted as a roulette wheel. Some pointed to the changing tides of the global economy, the ripple effects of distant conflicts and market fluctuations reaching even the neon oasis of the Nevada desert. Others argued that Las Vegas was a victim of its own success, its relentless pursuit of bigger thrills and grander spectacles, ultimately unsustainable. The truth lay somewhere in the shadows, a murky cocktail of economic anxieties, shifting social trends, and the inevitable hangover that follows a decades-long party. For years, Las Vegas had thrived on a business model that relied heavily on tourism and entertainment. The rise of online gambling, once dismissed as a passing fad, had begun to erode the city's monopoly on vice. The younger generation, less enamored with the bright lights and smoky casinos, sought their entertainment elsewhere. The mirage of abundance was fading, revealing the harsh realities that lay beneath the surface. The impact on the city's residents was swift and brutal. Las Vegas, for all its glitz and glamour, was a company town, its fate inextricably tied to the fortunes of the casinos and resorts that lined the Strip. The mass layoffs sent shockwaves through the community, leaving thousands of families struggling to make ends meet. The city that had always prided itself on its resilience was facing its biggest challenge yet. The silence was the most unsettling change. Las Vegas, a city that thrived on a symphony of noise, was now eerily quiet. Rows of slot machines, once a mesmerizing kaleidoscope of spinning fruits and lucky sevens, stood dormant. The heart of the city that never slept had slowed to a crawl, its pulse faint and irregular. The impact of the shutdown rippled far beyond the neon canyons of the Strip, reaching into the homes and lives of the people who called Las Vegas home. The city, for all its glitz and glamour, was built on the backs of its workforce, a diverse tapestry of individuals who kept the wheels turning. The shutdown had exposed the fragility of the city's ecosystem, the intricate web of interconnected businesses and livelihoods that had for so long seemed invincible. The initial shock of the shutdown gave way to a mixture of resignation and a steely determination to survive. Las Vegas, a city forged in the crucible of risk and resilience, had weathered storms before. Amidst the uncertainty, there were whispers of reinvention, of adaptation, of finding new ways to thrive in this strange new landscape. For those who possessed that unique blend of grit, determination, and a touch of madness that had always defined the spirit of Las Vegas, there was a sense that this was not the end, but merely an intermission. The sudden silence of the Strip was deafening. In the absence of the usual neon symphony, a different kind of noise emerged. The pronouncements of pundits, the analyses of experts, the gloomy predictions of those who claimed to see the future of Las Vegas written in the shifting sands of the desert. Some declared Las Vegas finished, a cautionary tale of excess and hubris. Others spoke of a long and arduous road to recovery, citing the need for diversification and reinvention. Amidst the gloom and doom, a different breed of expert emerged, their voices a counterpoint to the chorus of despair. These were the analysts, the economists, the students of human behavior who saw in the Vegas shutdown not an ending, but a transformation, a reshuffling of the deck, a chance to recalibrate the odds. They pointed to the city's history, its remarkable ability to adapt, to reinvent itself, to rise from the ashes of previous setbacks. Las Vegas, they argued, had always thrived on risk, on pushing boundaries, on defying expectations. This was, after all, a city built on a gamble, a monument to the enduring human desire to tempt fate, to chase dreams, to defy the odds. The shutdown, they argued, was a wake-up call, a stark reminder that even in the neon-drenched playground of Las Vegas, the house didn't always win. The city had become complacent, relying on a business model that no longer resonated with a changing world. But within this crisis lay an opportunity, a chance to reassess, to diversify, to create something new, something bold, something that would once again capture the imagination of the world. The gamblers, they argued, understand the nature of risk better than most. They know that every loss, every setback, every downturn is an opportunity to learn, to adapt, to come back stronger, to beat the odds. And Las Vegas, the ultimate gambler's paradise, was about to play its highest stakes hand yet. The shutdown, for all its devastating consequences, had also unleashed a wave of creativity, a surge of entrepreneurial spirit, a determination to prove the naysayers wrong. In the heart of the neon void, a new breed of visionary was emerging. Their eyes fixed not on the past, but on the horizon, on the potential for a new dawn. Tech entrepreneurs, drawn by the city's affordable real estate and its reputation for embracing innovation, saw an opportunity to create a new kind of Silicon Valley, a desert hub for startups and tech giants alike. The casinos, once bastions of traditional gambling, were being reimagined as entertainment complexes offering immersive experiences, virtual reality adventures, and interactive gaming that transcended the limitations of the physical world. Chefs, liberated from the constraints of corporate kitchens, were experimenting with new culinary concepts, transforming once empty storefronts into pop-up restaurants, farm-to-table cafes, and innovative food trucks that brought a taste of the world to the desert. The city that had once been synonymous with all-you-can-eat buffets was rediscovering the art of fine dining, of locally sourced ingredients. Artists, musicians, and performers, drawn to the city's raw energy and its history of embracing the unconventional, were transforming abandoned buildings into art galleries, performance spaces, and creative hubs that pulsated with a vibrant, eclectic energy. The neon void was becoming a canvas, a stage, a platform for a new generation of artists to showcase their talents, to challenge conventions, to redefine what it meant to entertain and inspire. The shutdown had forced Las Vegas to hit the reset button, to confront its demons, to acknowledge its vulnerabilities. But in the process, it had also unleashed a wave of creativity, a surge of resilience, a determination to prove that the city of second chances could once again defy the odds, reinvent itself, and emerge from the shadows of the shutdown, stronger, more vibrant, and more surprising than ever before. The desert wind whips through the canyons of the Strip, no longer carrying the echoes of laughter and the clinking of glasses. The silence is broken only by the creaking of Ferris wheels, frozen in mid-rotation, and the rustling of flyers advertising shows that will never go on. The glittering facades of casinos, once pulsating with life, now stand as silent monuments to a bygone era. Has Lady Luck finally deserted her most flamboyant suitor? Some see only a neon graveyard, a cautionary tale, writ large in flashing lights. They walk the deserted sidewalks, pointing to boarded-up casinos and vacant lots as evidence that the house always wins in the end. But others, their eyes fixed on the horizon, sense a different kind of energy, a flickering flame amidst the ashes. In the shadows of the closed theaters and darkened casinos, a new breed of entrepreneur is emerging, drawn to the city's raw potential and fueled by the unshakable belief that what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay there. They see the shutdown not as an ending, but as a beginning, a chance to build something new, something authentic, something that speaks to a generation hungry for more than just the fleeting thrill of the slot machine. The roulette wheel of fate has spun, and a new game is about to begin. Will Las Vegas rise from the ashes of its former glory, a phoenix fueled by innovation and reinvention? Or will it fade into the desert, another ghost town swallowed by the unforgiving sands of time? The answer, like the city itself, is a gamble, a roll of the dice, a bet on the enduring human spirit and its insatiable appetite for risk, reinvention, and the ever-elusive promise of a lucky streak. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. The house is waiting.